Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, June 17th. On the show today, we're going to talk to the Garden Club folks and an expert on orchids. She's going to tell us how to keep those orchids alive. No hope for me, but maybe hope for you. Bridge Club, they're also going to be coming in, and we're going to have a representative also from the Alzheimer's Association talking about a great event that Bridge Club is doing to help raise funds for that wonderful organization. Hey, we want to keep you informed about things going on in and around our community, and one of those is United Laguna Woods Mutual. They lost a board member, stepped down, and they are now looking for people who want to come on and be the next director on their board. Candidates need to submit their applications. Board term is going to run through the October 2025. Nominations are open now, all the way through June 23rd. And so number on your screen for more information, but come out there and do that. Help folks out, get that board in order again. Let's take a look at our weather. We've had the clouds. Today is going to be the hopefully sunniest of the days, the warmest of the days this weekend. So get out there and enjoy that. We'll still have the partly cloudy in the morning, hopefully clearing up to sunny skies. Same thing for Sunday. And now Monday, we're going to start off sunny. It's going to be a little cooler for some reason, but we're going to have mostly sunny skies. So that's going to be kind of nice as well. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. If you're going to out and about, traveling around, San Diego, Santa Barbara, those coastal areas are still going to be about the same as we get, about in the low to mid 70s. Head out to Palm Springs. If you want to boil an egg on the sidewalk, they got it at 104 is the high. Tahoe, Big Bear, Mammoth, they're all great temps. And the snow is starting to melt up there, but I think they still have some June skiing up there in Mammoth, which is fantastic, wonderful thing. Las Vegas, 100. So if you're headed out, enjoy your weekend. I hope you have a great time out there. And sunrise and sunset, let's take a look at that. We had the sunrise this morning at 5:37, and 8:05 is going to be our sunset. Okay, when we come back, we are going to hear from the folks from the Garden Club. Stay with us.
Do you want the government to take control of your assets and your legacy, or do you want to take control? L.S. Carlson Law is well positioned because we have a team of estate planning attorneys. You call us, we sit down with you, and we will define what is the customized estate plan that properly protects your legacy.
I'd like to personally thank L.S. Carlson Law for all my family's estate planning needs. I highly recommend them to everyone.
Hi, I'm Linda Honey. I'd be happy to help you and your family. Please call us today.
Laguna Woods Village has its manicured trees, lawns, flowers, and I think our next guests have a little bit to say about all of those things and more probably. I want to welcome from the Garden Club, Geneva Benza and Annalena Anderson. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys have, tell us a little bit about what the club's all about. Before we get into your event, what's the club all about?
Well, it's not just about growing flowers and things like that. We also have our goal to meet people and have social activities, and we encourage people to mingle and talk. After the meeting, we have the snacks afterwards, and we also have new member happy hours where we serve a little champagne and snacks.
So you know how to grow grapes.
Well, I wish we were allowed to. They don't want us to grow fruits and vegetables because that encourages rats.
Oh, well.
So, twice a year we have that. And then we have meetings on different topics, and we also have a holiday luncheon and a garden fair in April.
Yeah, so many of the clubs are really about community more than they are sometimes even about the events and the things that happen. The garden is just kind of a way to build community, people like-minded. Do you find that yourself, Annalena, when you kind of came to the club?
I'm not a member of the club.
You're not a member of the club?
I'm not a member of
Oh, you're
the
going
club.
to be...
I'm here representing the Orange
orchids.
County Master Gardeners.
Okay, that's right. And so you guys have a big event coming up, right? We're going to talk about orchids. We have an orchid out here on the set, and it's looking fantastic. It's looking much better than mine at my house. I swear, it's a stem. It had flowers, and it was beautiful for a long time. So what are some of the things you're going to talk about at the event?
Well, this lecture is basically on orchid culture, very basic. I will talk a little bit about where orchids originate from and the diversity of orchids, which is tremendous. I will talk about how to take care of your orchids, what your orchids need in order to live and bloom. I will talk a little bit about how orchids are propagated, where they come from. And also, if time allows, I will talk about pests and diseases that might affect your orchids.
Now, are there any native orchids to California?
There are many native orchids to California. They're not very spectacular, so you may miss them. But even along roadsides, you might find native orchids, and yes.
Okay, because I really thought an orchid was more of a hothouse kind of a flower. It had to have all this kind of real sense. But you can, in a drier environment, you can have an orchid?
Absolutely. Orchids grow on every continent except Antarctica. And they grow in almost desert-like conditions in some places and up in the rainforests. As a matter of fact, when orchids first started coming to Britain, that's what people thought. They had to have a very hot and humid environment. And rich people built this fantastic greenhouses.
Right.
And they killed their orchids because it was too humid and too hot. There's just a huge variety in climate requirements for orchids.
So I think that's probably one of the biggest things that people probably get wrong about orchids then, right? I mean, does everybody think, oh, I steamed it, I did all these things, and it still somehow died?
Yeah, and I have to water it all the time, which is not true, because if you think about it, orchids grow very much up in trees. They have their roots exposed to the air, and they may get a rain shower every morning, but they don't stay soggy. The roots need to dry out. The roots need air in addition to water.
Wow.
So most people kill their orchids from overwatering.
Okay, yeah, mine's on death's door. I kept hearing it's going to come back, but I'm not seeing it yet. So
keep it on the dry side.
Okay, good step. Tell us a little bit more about what you guys, the events you have coming up and things you guys do.
Okay, well, as well as the happy hour and the orchid meeting, we have a floral arrangement expert coming in September, and we have someone from the bird of prey rescue people coming in October. So I'm very excited about that. Yes.
Yeah. And now, do you guys, when you guys get together, I mean, what are the conversations like? Is it flowers? Is it community? Is it what you guys had last night? Is it a little bit of everything? I want people to know that, you know, it doesn't have to be just about people who love kind of gardening, right?
I agree.
Okay.
During the pandemic, we had a presentation on fermentation, which is a method of taking your vegetables and increasing their nutritional value and digestibility. And we also had another one on eating for optimal health, because the pandemic was going on, and we thought this would be of great interest. So yeah, we've had drawing workshops and artists come and things like that. I think photography might be a very interesting.
Right, nature photography. Yeah.
Yes.
How does birds help me understand? How does birds of prey get into gardening? Is it because they're getting the predators that are getting your garden?
Actually, there is stuff that we as people can do to help these animals avoid getting injured, and that to me was a big draw for having them here, just to learn more about them, because gardening isn't just about plants. We've got pollinators and birds. In fact, I'm doing a hummingbird garden in my patio, and I'm exploring the different plants that like that the hummingbirds like, excuse me, and learning a lot about that, and it's just so much fun to see them.
Yeah.
And the other birds too. It's a lot of other birds come.
I grew up around here, and I remember, I don't know if it's still there, but in either Santiago Canyon or Majestic Canyon, when I was a kid, we went to a hummingbird kind of farm, we walked in there, and there was every kind of hummingbird in the world. It was all netted and enclosed. It was really amazing. It was kind of a bird sanctuary of some sort.
Yeah.
It's still there.
And this is still there?
Yes,
Oh
and
my goodness.
a lot of hummingbirds, in the Majestic Canyon.
And I remember learning a little bit about how they have to eat every 15 minutes and how they kind of hibernate every night, and I was kind of fascinated by that. And then the different ones that can kind of, as you talk about pollinators and their kind of essential role in a lot of plant life that we maybe not always understand. We think, oh, bees are pollinators, but that's not it, is it?
A lot of insects are pollinators, and so we want to get them in our garden.
Right, so we shouldn't be blasting pesticides and kind of avoid those kind of things, right? And good advice for the, what do you guys kind of advice do you give folks who think, oh, we got to get all these bugs out of here?
We like to use water to get rid of them, and then use the safer ones when water fails.
Okay. All right, I want a tip about an orchid. Give me mine is I know people have to come to get all the tips, but give me at least one good tip about what I'm doing wrong with orchids or what folks commonly do wrong. You said overwatering. Do you trim back orchids once the flowers are gone? Do you cut them?
Well, you can. Now it all depends. When this orchid finishes blooming, all the flowers will fall off and there will be no more buds. If the stem is still green, you can cut it at one of those little nodules that you see. I don't know if you want to bring it over here.
Yeah, we have a close-up. We have a great close-up on it right now on the screen.
Okay, so go down to the stem
So
right
there.
yes, exactly there. And if you cut it right above, it might send out another flower spike.
Oh, okay.
But producing flowers takes a lot of energy out of plants. So you may not want to do that too much.
Okay.
So the other option is to cut those stems all the way down.
All the way down, and then hopefully it'll regenerate.
Will probably come with another spike and maybe even bigger flowers next year because they will have the energy.
For the rest of the tips, we're going to have to go to your presentation, and we'll make sure people get out to that. Thank you very much, guys, for coming. We really appreciate it. And Alina and Geneva, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. Still to come, we'll be right back with the Bridge Club and the work they are doing to help support Alzheimer's research. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dan McEachran. 35 years ago, I was lucky enough to get my start in Laguna Woods. First, building patio rooms, then kitchens. Our cabinets are all built locally in Irvine. It all began with patio rooms, like this Majorca model, which we made into a complete room. I'll pull permits. We'll take care of everything. Give me a call. We'll do a nice job for you.
The Salvation Army Orange County is committed to building hope in people's lives rather than just more shelters. The Center of Hope, a comprehensive homeless care solution, combines a 325-bed emergency shelter, 72 permanent supportive housing apartments, on-site medical, dental, vision, and mental health care, and an award-winning drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Donate today to transform lives, create safer neighborhoods, and provide an opportunity to end chronic homelessness in Orange County.
Our next guests come from the Bridge Club and the Alzheimer's Association. Are going to talk about some great events they have coming up in the community here. I want to welcome Bill Shane and Jennifer Maurer. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bill, you're with the club. Tell us all about the Bridge Club, what you guys do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
The Bridge Club, which is one of the largest bridge clubs in the country, serves Laguna Woods, the village, and guests. and we have games every day. About 100 people are playing bridge every afternoon. And research has shown that bridge, the game of bridge, is one of the most effective means of, particularly for seniors, of keeping the mind active and keeping people from fighting off some possible negative impacts.
Right, yeah, we're going to talk about that in a sec. But tell a little bit more about bridge. Like, what do people think about it when they think of bridge? I mean, to be honest with you, I think of, oh, that's the show I watched them play on. They played on I Love Lucy. They played bridge, and I mean, I really don't know how to play bridge or anything about the game.
Well, bridge is the single most popular card game in the world. It has a history in different iterations that goes back centuries. But the two major benefits of bridge, the reason people play: one, it's a fascinating game. It can be highly competitive or very social. But the second reason is that people just love the social aspects, particularly here in Laguna Woods. People get to meet people. It becomes our own little community. We care for each other. And part of what we do is we are part of a national organization which helps working with the Alzheimer's Association nationally and locally, and has been for a long time. And we've raised over $10 million to help benefit Alzheimer's research. We're very proud of that.
Yeah, so Jennifer, let's jump into that. You guys have teamed up with the Bridge Club, and we got a big fundraiser and a big event coming up, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Actually, our partnership with ACBL is the largest global partner that we have with the longest day, and we've been partners since 2012, and just globally with ACBL and here locally, and we're super excited to be able to be here today to talk about ACBL and talk about the association as well.
And what is the longest day all about for folks who don't know that?
Yeah, the longest day is all about, it's a kind of one day, kind of go to action, raise money and awareness for the Alzheimer's Association. It's kind of marketing is a day with the most lights, the day we fight. It's all around the summer solstice. And so they'll be having a game on the longest day in support of us.
Right, and I've known there's been other events. People have done marathons for the longest day, and they've done all sorts of things, right? So what are some of the other variety of events that people can maybe get involved in if they don't, if bridge isn't their game?
Absolutely.
Shocking.
Why wouldn't it be their game, right? No, it is truly one of the most creative ways to raise money for the association. You could do anything to honor your loved one, to celebrate a caregiver. I myself, I lost my grandmother to this disease, and she collected shells. And I inherited this expansive shell collection. So what I do is I invite my family over, we put out all the shells, and we decorate shell frames, and everyone makes a donation. So you could do something as meaningful to that, to running a marathon. We have, our chair of our event is actually hiking in honor of his mom. So every year of her life is equal to an elevation that he's hiking. So it's truly creative and flexible ways to fundraise.
That's fantastic. And Bill, how did you first get involved in the Light the Night? How did you first maybe hear about it?
Well, what's fascinating, and I didn't realize at first, is that this national effort between the Bridge Association, the American Contract Bridge League, ACBL, this partnership between the national organization and Alzheimer's started here in Laguna Woods. Wow. This is where it began. We talked about it goes back almost 15 years, but it started here and then spread from here. And ever since then, the Bridge Club here has led this national effort, or been one of the leaders in different fundraising. We do have a game that day. We also have special programs, play with an expert, play with a celebrity. People can sign up for that as a fundraiser. But most important, we want to be sure that people in Laguna Woods understand that if they want to make a donation to the Alzheimer's Association, nationally or Orange County, they can come to the Bridge Club, Clubhouse 7. Clubhouse 7 every day up to and including June 22nd, up until next Thursday, every day from 11 to 3.
All right, well, hopefully some folks will get out there. Alzheimer's Association, it's not just about research and looking for the cure, which is vitally important, obviously, but it also deals with the realities of it's happening to people. How can we help? What kind of services are there? So what are some of the early signs, I guess, and I know you're not an expert diagnostic person, but what are some of the early signs people say, maybe I need some help, maybe I should get some talk to somebody, and what kind of services are out there?
Well, I think most importantly is to know it's not a normal part of aging. Alzheimer's and dementia truly is a cognitive decline that affects your daily life. Some people mention things like, I've lost my keys, but it's in the sense of like, are those keys in the fridge? Things like that. Not remembering, you're on your drive you've done your entire life, and all of a sudden you don't really remember where you are. But I think most importantly, if anyone has any fears or concerns, we provide free education. We have a 24/7 helpline where you can call and just say, I'm concerned. I feel like I'm experiencing some memory loss, and I'd like to have someone walk me through that. And we can guide them through how to make the appointment, what questions to ask. We really help from before the journey begins all the way through. Alzheimer's and dementia is a fatal disease. We are in a brand new era of treatment that has never been at before, where there are drugs that are coming out onto the market that affect the biology of the disease. Prior to this, it was just disease that affect the symptoms. So it was not changing the trajectory of the disease progression. And we are finally, just in the last 6 months, in an era of treatment that we've never seen before.
It's an exciting time.
So it's exciting,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. When sometimes there's not a recognition, or maybe there's a denial in some folks, right? Like, oh, I knew that. Oh, I knew that. And if they're maybe they're kind of covering up. So is it important that for other family members to maybe kind of give that push, that nudge towards getting support? Because I think it would be something that would be frightening for someone to maybe even admit to themselves that it's happening to them.
Absolutely. And one of the areas, we have a variety of pillars. You mentioned the research. I've mentioned our free care and support. We have public policy. We also are focused on raising the awareness and making it be more of a conversation in the home. There is a lot of denial out there in different cultures as well. It's just something that's not talked about, and we're really trying to address that at a variety of levels to have it be a conversation, because the earlier that someone can be diagnosed, as I mentioned, there's just brand new potential treatments coming down, but we can help with planning, financial planning. It's the costliest disease, and it can devastate a family. I saw that happen with my own family. We weren't prepared for that.
And the caregivers aren't prepared either.
Absolutely. We also provide free education and support for caregivers. So we encourage family members that are concerned to also call our helpline, or to reach out to the local chapter, or attend one of our educations on understanding Alzheimer's and dementia, healthy living for your brain and body. These are all free educations that we have to offer.
And the early intervention, and I don't want to be negative on this, because this is a wonderful event and you are working towards that, but it's important for the caregivers to get involved early, because this is one of those diseases where the person who has it won't be able to make those decisions when it becomes important. So everybody get involved and be part of it and have a plan.
Absolutely. And we do provide one-on-one care planning as well, where families can, say they even, the beauty of us being a national organization with a local presence here is we have more than 74 chapters across the country. And say Bill has a brother that lives in Texas. We can get them all together and have a master level clinician walk them through the disease and walk them through the plan of how the family at different stages, you've already made your decisions, and so as a family you can guide them through. So it's vitally important that they get the care. This is a very hard disease. I don't know if you have experience with Sony in your life, but as I mentioned, I do, and seeing the impact on the family. We didn't use the resources we have available back then, and that is why every day I come to work, because I don't want anyone to go through what my family went through. So thank you for bringing up that support for caregivers.
Bill, one more time, recap for us. Great thing the Bridge Club's doing. Tell us all about it one more time.
Sure. The Bridge Club, in partnership with the Alzheimer's Association, is fundraising between now and this coming Thursday, June 22nd. And people can come to Clubhouse 7, the Bridge Club, come to Clubhouse 7 every day except Sunday, but every day, 11 to 3, and make a donation in any amount. It can be cash, it can be check. I think that's all we accept.
We accept others as well, but
we'll figure it out. Just we'll figure it out from there.
Exactly.
Okay, Bill and Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Alzheimer's Association, great cause to be supporting.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you being here. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Saturday film coming up. Stay with us.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
And welcome back. Let's talk about our Saturday movie. It's going to be a good one, I hope. Out and About, 2022 movie. It is starring Peter Callahan, and that's going to be brought to us by Harvard Eye Associates. 2 p.m. with the subtitles, 6 p.m. without subtitles. So look forward to that one, folks. And some announcements we want to tell you about. The Father's Day brunch. Father's Day is coming up this Sunday. Father's Day brunch happening at the Clubhouse 5, 11 a.m. Adults $35, children $17.50. Hopefully you are going to be able to get out to that, have some fun on Father's Day. Reservations are required, so make sure that you do that in advance. There's still time. Hopefully there's still time, and we'll get out there for that. So enjoy Father's Day with everybody. Also, join us online to the next event for the Brain and Spine Institute 101. That's a common condition and treatments. They're going to be talking about that. That's coming up also on June 19th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Clubhouse 5. So if you want some more information about that, go to memorialcare.org and get that information, and there's a phone number as well. Then we have a luncheon coming up on the 20th for the 90s Club. So the folks in the 90s, if you're in your 90s and you want to go to that luncheon, more power to you. That is fantastic, getting out and doing that. It's for residents, of course, 90 plus, $26 per guest. Additional transactions and credit card fees do apply. And our last announcement for you, let's get out and let's do some shopping, okay? Let's get out there. Laguna Woods is having a destination shopping event on the 20th, and it's $10 per rider, and they're going to take you out and get you guys doing some shopping. That should be fun for everybody. Let's talk a little bit about our weather. Yeah, we've had those clouds. We have it, and we still have them today. And it should be clearing up, though. It's going to be our warmest day of the week. Is going to be this Saturday, and it's going to be up to 76, maybe even 77. We're going to push. We're getting closer to the 80s. I can feel it. 75, but then of course marine layer kind of comes back this early next week, so we're going to get cool again until we get some sun. So we're in that transitional time of year, this spring, where the marine layer comes and goes. So hopefully we'll get some sunshine later on in June. Our travel weather. Local is, of course, the temperatures we just talked about. Along the coast, it's going to be about the same. San Diego, Santa Barbara, Palm Springs, all of that. You want to get up to the mountains, that's a fun getaway sometimes. And you still have snow up in some parts of Mammoth and Big Bear, so get up there and enjoy that while you can. The hot spots, if you're looking for some sunshine 24/7 practically, is 104 in Palm Springs and Las Vegas 100. That's going to do it for this day on Saturday. I hope you enjoyed the program. You can watch us at 9 o'clock, 12:30, and 5 p.m. right here on Laguna Woods Television. Thanks for joining us.